1,500 ang rent ng isang kwarto in Toronto. Yan ang average ngayon na renta. It could go up to $5,000 ang rent ng apartment sa Toronto right now, 2023. I want to go back sa story na pinag-usapan natin sa previous video natin ginawa. Hindi ko sinabi yun na magiging milyonaryo ka in Canada. Okay? Guys, I think kailangan ko explain what I meant by that video. So, kumita ka ng $1 million nga, but that's in 35 years. Accumulated in 35 years yun. Ima-minus mo pa yung tax, ima-minus mo pa yung sinabi ko just now, yung rent ng apartment. So, kung kumikita ka ng 2.5 isang buwan, tapos ang renta mo for one bedroom is 1.5. Okay? May 1,000 ka natitira. Okay? That's if you're one bedroom lang. If you have a whole family, you have to rent 3 bedroom. Aabot ka ng $4,000, maybe $5,000 ang 3 bedroom apartment. Sabi mo ng 1.5 yung renta mo. I-add mo doon yung utilities. Ang utilities means yung kuryente mo at mga tubig. Sabi mo ng $100, $200 yun. Telepono mo, $80. Pang-commute mo para pumunta ng trabaho, $150 a month. Pagkain mo, depende na yun kung gaano kang katakaw. Aabutin yun with, sabi mo ng $500 kung mag-isa ka lang. Aabutin yun na isang buwan. One time nga, isasama ko kayo mga grocery para makita nyo yung presyo ng mga groceries dito. Yun lang yun. May insurance ka pa. Like I said, yung taxes nun, di ba, sa sweldo mo. Yung 2.5 na yun, hindi naman buo mo makukuha yun. Ang laking tax na binabawas dun. I think it's mga 13% yata. So, yung mga 2 na lang matitira doon. You only have like, what, $700 left in a month. So, paano ka makakasurvive ng isang trabaho? Parang napakagandang pakinggan, di ba? 1 million ang kikitain mo in 35 years. Pero kulang na kulang yon, sinasabi ko sa inyo. So, yung iba sabi, mag-ipon. Anong matitirang maipon? Walang matitira sa yung iipunin. Yung iba naman nagsabi, mag-business ka. Paano ka makaka-business? Wala kang maipon, di ba? Wala lang, pinapaano ko lang sa inyo. I just wanted to share with you guys kasi I don't think a lot of people kinakwento ng ibang tao pero I don't think na visualize nila kung ganong ka-expensive sa abroad or Canada specifically, di ba? I don't think nare-realize ng tao yun na yung mga, kung may family kayo dito sa Canada or sa US, yung mga nagpapadala sa inyo, I guarantee you, kahit ganong kagandang trabaho na, kahit nurse sila, they're working their butts off, right? Hindi nyo alam kung gano'ng kalaki ang expense nila. Maybe they share it, maybe they don't. Diba? Pero sa totoo lang, ang laki-laki ng expenses dito. Dollars ang kinikita, pero dollars din ang expense. Diba? So bakit ko sinashare yun? Wala lang. May nagkwento lang sa akin kasi they were struggling. It was personal stuff, right? They're struggling to send money back home. I just thought of sharing that para makita ng karamihan. Alam ko naririnig nyo, a lot of times, yung ibang tao nagko-complain na how hard it is to live abroad. People don't visually realize kung gaano talagang kamahal. So I think in the next little while, mag-share ako sa inyo how really expensive it is. And I know there's people sharing videos like this already, pero iba naman yung point of view ko, di ba? So anong ginagawa ng ibang tao? Yes, nagdo-double job sila. Yung iba, triple job. Yung iba, may sideline. Like me. This is what I'm doing, right? Ngayon, hindi pa siya to kumikita, pero I know in the future, kikita to, right? I see the future on doing reels. In general, kung dalawa kayong mag-asawa, normally nangyayari dito, pareha silang double job. Okay? Tapos, paano yung mga bata? Naiiwanan sa bahay. O kaya, nagsasalitan sila, isang parent nasa bahay, isang parent nasa trabaho. Or vice versa. Kung tig-dalawang trabaho ang mag-asawa, there's no way they're gonna see the kids. Kaya makikita mo mas independent ang mga bata dito, but at the same time, nanineglect sila. So wala rin, nahirapan i-guide ang mga bata. I think that's why it's less conservative sa North America. I don't know, that's just my opinion. It could have a good thing and a bad thing. Sa akin, it's not a good thing. So that's why kaya si Mrs. nagstay siya ng bahay because of this. I want my kids to grow up na may guidance, you know, especially for me na coming from a broken family. It's not a good thing. Pag yung bata ganun, I think mga kids na naiiwan na ganun, I'm not judging, okay? But this is just based on my experience, so don't get offended, people. Yeah, especially kung yung parent is for me, it was a broken family. My mom was working double, triple job. And it was very hard na, I had to look after my younger sister. Luto, linis, all that stuff. Ginawa ko yun such a young age. 12, 13 years old, right? I mean, like, I didn't do everything, but still, I feel like yung guidance mahirap Kahit anong sabihin mo, kahit na yung magulang nandyan, di ba? Pinagsasabihan ka, iba pa rin yung laging nandyan. O kaya both parents nandyan, di ba? I thought I'd share that. Now, sabi niyo sa pagbi-business, kaya nga, paano ka makakaipon? So, meron tinatawag na OPM. And I think that's the best way na to get out of the rat race. Which is ganito, yung cycle na lang yung buhay mo. Trabaho, kain, tulog, take care of your kids. Di ba? Parang cycle na lang siya. Wala ka nang, parang nasusurvive ka lang sa buhay na magtrabaho at matulog. Right? Wala kang buhay usually. So they're just living to pay for expenses. Which is not life. So kaya I wanted to share with you guys OPM. What is OPM? Well, kukwento ko yan sa next video. So, stay tuned!